Update on the company. Mr. Slide Master, next slide please, thank you. Let's go a year back. Let's say Label Expo 2013. So let's look what has happened about in the last year. So what happened, not at Label Expo, but just before Label Expo, was that Xeikon changed ownership. We used to be part of the Punch Group. A long time ago, our name was Punch Graphics. We changed into Xeikon in 2010 or 2011. But now we changed ownership just a week before Label Expo. So if you go to the next one, and our new owners are two investment companies. One is Bensis, and the other one is GIMF. Bensis is the lead partner in our investment, so they have about 80% of the investment shares, and GIMF has a smaller part, has about 20% of the investment shares. And this change is a good change, we believe, for Xeikon. And why is that? First of all, these people have access to resources, financial resources. Bensis, they have raised up to now 4 funds of a total of about 1.2 billion euros. And these people also have experience in printing. Bensis used to be the owner of AkzoNobel Inks. And they also acquired Trenal. So they made the Inks group, and then they sold this to CVC. And CVC also bought a part of BASF Inks and made the Flint group. Now recently the Flint group was sold to Goldman and another industrial investor. Next to that, Bensis also used to be the owner of SPG Prints, stock prints, until recently. Recently it was transferred to another private equity company. But what we're trying to say here is that these people understand printing. That means if we come with investment proposal in terms of development or market presence, they understand our model. They understand printing. They understand technology. So this is really helping us. We have a good board and people that ask the right questions. Next to that, GIMF is a smaller investor, and they do not work from funds. They work from their own balance sheet. So they are not closed fund like Bensis. And they have a balance sheet of about 1.4 billion euros. So, and they are very experienced in technology. So they are more local to Belgium, I would say, and Bensis is more Benelux area. So these people help us a lot with contacts in the technology area. So if we have issues concerning in development or whatever, they have a good network to help us there. So this really gives us financial resources, and this is also the plan with them. It is the plan we agreed with them a year ago to say, look, of course they buy Xeikon, they are also in the money-making business, they buy Xeikon to grow it, to create value. So we have invested in Xeikon. So let's have a look on what we have done with their money. And we invested in different areas. So we have in a year's time, we have increased our R&D budgets more than double digit. We have increased our service organization to support the growing install base and to continue to deliver good support to our customers. And we have increased our presence into the market, because we think, and this was also confirmed in our due diligence, is that Xeikon has really good products for specific markets. But we could really increase our business by just being more present. So that means that we have invested in people, feet on the street. And these are only a few of them. I think we have done about 20 additions to our team in sales and marketing, which is a big step up. Maybe an important one is Asia. Asia, we had one guy following up dealers and agents in Asia, but now we decided to be present directly more and more. So we hired Bent Seritslev. Bent is a Danish nationality, but he lives in Asia since 24 years. He speaks at the speed of an Asian guy. He speaks really fast. So I don't know what it is, but Asian people speak fast, and people live there, they start speaking fast as well. So he knows Asia very well. He's been working more than 20 years for Heidelberg Asia. He was also very much involved in Gallus business in Asia. So he started somewhere just after the summer, and we are opening an office there. So we're going to have about a team of 10 people there. We are building a technology center there. So normally in the beginning of next year we will have equipment there, so we can do local demonstrations and local tests for the local Asian markets. Also in Japan we hired a guy from Mitsubishi to run our office there in Tokyo. Also there we're going to invest in equipment and a demo center, because we see a lot of potential in Asia. And if you look at our market shares, they're really good in Europe and USA, but in Asia we still have some catching up to do, I would say. But also in Europe we hired some extra people. I will not name them all, but you can see they come from the industry. From Marcani or Marcani dealers, from UPM or Frimtex. So we added people in France, Germany, Turkey. Yalim is in Turkey. Jordi in Spain, and Ari in Finland. Also in the US we have strengthened our team in sales and especially also in marketing. So it's about the model that we have with our investors was, let's invest more in feet on the street, so we are more powerful. All these additions are very, very focused on labels and packaging, and that's important. So it's not general profiles, it's most of the time it's specifically people for the label and packaging area. Next to investing in sales and marketing, we are continuing to invest, and we invest more in R&D. And maybe an important one to see is that 60% of our R&D investments is in dry toner, and 40% is in liquid toner. You know, all of you know that we are working on a Trillium, a liquid toner technology. But most of the investments we do are in dry toner. And the reason is because we are seeing a lot of potential for dry toner. And this really started with ice. We launched Ice Toner Label Expo last year, so it's only a year ago. And we have seen, because of the new technology that we have with this Ice Toner, we are getting more and more capabilities. We have broken some barriers of dry toner. And one of the results of this Ice Toner with some extra developments was Cheetah, was being able to speed up our press with 56%. So it's not like 10% or 15%, it's really a step up. And to be honest, we still see a lot of potential. We still see potential in the future to go even faster or to do other things with dry toner. So that's why, if we would see no potential anymore in dry toner, we would not invest in it anymore. But we see still things to do, so most of our investments are in dry toner. So a nice example is also the Super Black, where we developed a specific toner for a very, very black print. Like if you make luxury folding carton boxes, then you can create a super black. So these are all investments we are doing, and there is more to come, I would say. So let's have a look what did these investments bring. So we are investing, of course, these guys, we also want returns on our investments. So let's have a look on how our business is evolving. Again, this is focused on labels and packaging, only on labels and packaging. This is evolution that you see in revenue for engine sales. As you know, Xeikon Digital is about 100 million, and about 1/3 of that is engines, and 2/3 of that is recurring revenue. So our main business is selling toner and selling services to our customers, but 1/3 of our business is selling machines to the customers. So the business model is, you know the business model, it's about creating an installed base, growing the installed base, and then out of that growing the recurring revenue. So if you look at engine sales has been up quite a bit. So if you look at the last 3 years, we are growing at a pace of about 25% per year. Now, if you look at, this is up to 2013, if you look at how are we doing this year, and you compare the first 9 months, 13 to 14, we are growing at about 28%. So this growth is continuing. And this is leading to a growth in installed base. We are now at about the 300 units mark of pure label and packaging machines in the market. You can see the evolution here. At the end of 2012 we had about 200, 255, end of 2013. End of this year will be about 320, 318 units. That's what we have now and what we have in orders from customers.
So, Sven, can I ask a stupid question? Are you going to share this presentation?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Good,
We're
thank you.
to write down everything.
That's an easy question.
Yeah.
Otherwise you can look at the video afterwards.
And I think this is pretty good. And the main thing we would like to show there is that we are the clear number 2 in the market. If you look, this business is about building an installed base. There's a lot of companies active in this market. You can see here that almost all the machines we sell in labels and packaging are net new placements. Or it's machines at new customers, we create a lot of new customers, or it's additional machines at customers, but very few times we replace a machine. And I think that the reason is because our install base is pretty young. And we have a very low churn also, because people are not replacing their machine, they are upgrading their machine. You know, we have this upgrade strategy. Philip is going to talk about it. Most of you most probably know about it, where you can buy a lower capacity machine, and step by step, without doing a forklift upgrade, you can upgrade your machine. And we are pretty unique in that, and this is working because we have already more than 20 customers that have upgraded their machine to a higher speed or to more width. So 318 machines delivers us a good install base and a good scale that helps us to pay for R&D, that helps us to pay our service organization. Because imagine you only have 35 or 50 machines spread all over the world and you need to support them. It's very, very tough. And that's why, that's what we see with other companies out there. It's tough to build the installed base to have it big enough to be really profitable on this. Alright? So if you look a little bit how this 380 machines is split up, most of them are simplex machines, 13 inches, 300 millimeters wide. So that's above 200 machines now. But also 75 machines about is the 20 inches machine, so it's 50 centimeters wide. So we see this being more and more popular, not only for specific applications like big in-mold labels or for folding carton, but also for self-adhesive. We see customers going for a 20-inch machine. And nicely, we also have quite some duplex machines in the field now. And this is for specific applications, for instance, booklet labels, or extended content labels, or leaflets to go into pharmaceutical packages, things like that. So some duplex machines as well. Flip or Patrick is going to talk more about how this is split by application. How many are self-adhesive, how many are folding carton, and so on and so on. So we'll come to that later. Now, install base, creating install base is good, but we are here for the volume. For us, it's really important to see what our customers are doing in terms of volume. So these graphs are showing the evolution of running meters on the 3000 series since 2011. So what you see here is a growth on average of about 35% per year. Is how much clicks or how many running meters customers are doing on our machines. If you look at it year to date, it has grown about above 40%. So in the first 9 months, we did 40% more linear meters on the 3000 machines, or our customers did, versus the same period last year. Where does that growth come from? It comes, half of it comes by new customers, so you could say half of that block is because of new installs, these additional machines, but half of it also comes from existing customers. So we see that existing customers are growing at a pace of about 20% per year, their business. And that is really good. It means that our customers are making good money or doing good business. We talked about it, I think, yesterday during dinner as well. We believe our customers are doing very good margins on digital. And in the beginning, they typically buy a machine to do the short-run work. They look at their portfolio of all their jobs they have to do. Maybe they have 5 flexo presses, and they say, okay, we're going to take all the short jobs from the flexo press and put it on digital. But if you go a year later, you see that they are doing new business. They are acquiring new customers with specific digital features that helps them to create good margins, like delivery next day, track and trace capabilities in digital, these kind of things. So this is a good evolution. So the growth is really accelerating, I would say. What did that lead to? If you look at our total turnover of Xeikon Digital, and you split it by labels and packaging or document and commercial, you see that this year will be the first year that Xeikon's business will be mainly labels and packaging. And that's, we think that's really, really a strong one. So if you go to the next slide. This result is really due to an extremely strong focus within our company. Already since a few years, we have decided that we almost split our company as much as possible into those 2 areas. So we have dedicated people in marketing, we have dedicated people in sales, we have dedicated people in R&D, we have people that in service that go to customers and help them to specifically in labels and packaging. We have partnerships specifically, we have events specifically for labels and packaging. We're extremely focused on labels and packaging. And maybe, to the best of our knowledge, maybe we are the company which is most focused on this market. There is, if you look at our other players in the market, we don't think there is a player that has more than 50% of its business purely in labels and packaging. So labels and packaging at Xeikon is all the way to the top. Also for me, it's not 5 or 10% of my business. It's my main business. It's my main growth area. So I think Xeikon is maybe the player who's most focused purely on labels and packaging. So how are we going to continue this growth? We're going to continue to expand our presence in labels and packaging. So we're going to continue to hire people that know the industry, to get feet on the street. I mean, the best way to sell is to be there our own, to be local, to speak the language of the customer. It's still a person-to-person business, very much so. So we're going to keep on hiring people in the field. We're going to continue in R&D on dry toner because we did a big step with Cheetah, but we think we really see more potential there. So we're going to continue to break the barriers of dry toner. The important one is we're going to stay focused on reducing the cost of digital label production. Not only printing, but also production. And we're going to do that by integrating as much as possible into the processes of the customer. And it's not easy, because if you go to the customers and we say, how can we help you to reduce your cost of printing, of production, sorry. How much is your cost of finishing? How much handling do you do? Most of the customers, they don't know. But we feel that digital, the future of digital is going to be about integrating this into the full production line. It's a concept we have launched at the Label Expo 2 years ago. It's the web to label production concept, where we try to automate this more and more. So we're going to keep on being focused on that because we see a lot of value in there. So Xeikon is not only looking at printing only. You will see how many partnerships we have already made to look into this complete flow of processes. And of course we want we also want these guys to start competing with this. So you know, in the document and commercial area we are working on Trillium. We expect to install our first Trillium in the beginning of next year at the customer in France. So Trillium should also give extra growth to our document and commercial area. All right. Any questions on it?
When's Trillium coming into the label packaging side?
Yeah. Not in the foreseeable future. Why? Because we see that with dry toner we can tick all the boxes in labels and packaging. You know, labels and packaging is not easy. It's not. I mean, the easy part is printing on paper. That's much easier. But in labels and packaging, you need to be food approved. You need to have white. You need to combine colors, many several substrates. So our first target is to do it in document printing. And you know, a Trillium machine is a very high productive machine. It's also a very expensive machine. We see that in certain niches in the label and packaging market, it might make sense. Like for instance, we have people that are looking into printing leaflets, high volume leaflets, and they are very interested in Trillium technology. And maybe Trillium technology could be a fit for that because they have enough volume to. Yeah, I mean, a Trillium machine is it's a €2 million machine. So we do not see many label converters going into that technology yet. Because if you look at the productivity of the Cheetah now, it's already pretty close to what a flexo press can do. If you look at the average speed of. So not for, and the long will it ever come? I think yes, it will. But does the market need such a high capacity machine now? And are we ready for all the? Or can we tick all the boxes in labels and packaging? No, so it's not going to be for the first.